Good evening, gentle listener, and welcome to Distractible. This episode, Waggy Wade has a metaphobia and investigates the sensibilities stimulated by the senses. Marching Band Mark is perplexed by perforations, boobs chicka bow wow, classic cavalcades, and wants to hire pro sneezers. Begrimed Bob blabbers about bossing, butter, nachos, a shiny bonnet, and yells while yakking. From full sacks to essence of poop. It's time for the episode you can taste. Now sit back and prepare to be distracted and enjoy the show.
Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Distractible. I'm today's host, Wade, joined as always by my compatriots, compadres, co-hosts, cohorts, co-conspirators, Mark and Bob.
Hi.
I like co-conspirators. I'll roll with that.
I like whatever amalgamation of words you said in the beginning. Whatever that was, I'm about it.
Hello?
No. The cum somethings.
Cum sacks?
Yeah, I'll be your cum sack.
Thank you. I've always wondered, but I never had the nerve to ask.
That's why I'm here.
Well, welcome to the show where one of us hosts, the other two compete for points, and the winner gets to host the next episode.
Forgot. I gotta take this stuff off. I'm
Oh,
so
Lord
sorry.
in heaven.
That's okay.
Don't show Mark's face up to this point. Do you want to, delete this recording, or do you want to just trust the editors?
Ow, don't show me.
Don't show me. We keep telling Mark he's ugly. He's finally getting it.
So what do we do to show Mark's face, to not show Mark's face during that time? Do we just not show his face?
Just substitute Mark's face with a big picture of a butt.
That's pretty good.
No handshake deals, right?
Actually, no. We were just talking.
Yeah, we were actually just trying to figure out how to replace your face.
Still don't show it. I'm not ready.
Huh?
Not yet.
What?
Not yet. Just gotta freshen up, you know. And now show me.
The grand reveal.
Face reveal. Oh no, my subs! No!
It's okay, you still got feet or something.
Show the feet. Show the...
Not yet.
Oh, okay.
All right, one day. Well, anyway, this is the show where one of us hosts, the other two compete for points. The winner gets to host the next episode. And in this episode, we will start with some small talk. How goes things? How are you all doing?
Doesn't seem particularly good.
Did you watch the Muppet movie again?
Huh? What's up? I had a great time. Things are going great.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just swell. Swimmingly even.
That seems believable.
Swellingly.
Swellingly?
Yeah.
Sounds hot.
It is hot. It is incredibly hot. It is really hot. Whatever mystery thing I'm doing that I haven't told anybody about, it's really, really hot.
It does sound like it.
Exceptionally sweaty, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of fluids.
Meanwhile, it's been great here in Cincinnati. Absolutely just perfect weather.
Oh, idyllic. Last night we were outside with James on the playset, and I was like, this is the perfect evening.
Sitting outside the porch.
73 degrees, sunset in the background.
Nice breeze.
Super moon over on the other horizon.
Supermoon. You had a supermoon?
There's a super moon yesterday and apparently tonight as well. And a very, very slight eclipse of it as well.
Oh, man.
James is saying 3-word sentences now.
Whoa.
It's kind of one 3-word sentence, but I'm not trying to undercut his achievements. But we were going to bed 2 nights ago. We were going to bed and I was laying next to him trying to settle in. And he just looks at me and he goes, I see Daddy. And I was like, what? And apparently no one has been teaching him this. I think he does watch Miss Rachel on YouTube, which is a very popular kids YouTube thing. I think she does that, but none of us people in his real life were teaching him that. He just started doing it. And then now he's like, I see doggy. I see moon. He really liked the moon last night because it's big. So out of nowhere. That's pretty fun.
I'm glad he's listening to real people, not like Miss Rachel.
Fuck the Bengals.
I thought you liked the Bengals.
Dude, they break my heart every week, man.
They suck. That's why he hates them.
I love them, but they don't love me.
You know what? They might be the first team to ever go 0-2 to start the season and make the playoffs and maybe even make the Super Bowl. It's still possible.
Didn't they do that 3 years ago?
I thought I heard some sports person saying that hasn't really happened. I don't know.
Oh, I think with their current head coach, they are 1-11 in the first 2 games of the season. Like they've won 1 game ever.
They should get like a new guy for the first couple games and then bring Zach Taylor back in for the rest of the season.
Can we rent a team for 2 weeks and then just let our guys come in later?
Just pick another guy to be the coach. Put him on the thing and be like, actually Zach's back now.
It's just whoever the Patriots coach, but with an even bigger mustache. It's like mustache on mustache. I'm assuming he has a mustache. Wait, now that I don't really know.
Bill Belichick?
Bill Belichick, does he have a big mustache?
He's not the coach for the Patriots anymore, is he?
I hope he does now, but he is not the coach now, no.
Who's the coach now? Oh, he doesn't have a mustache.
Gerard Mayo, I think.
Yeah, some feller named Mayonnaise.
Is Gerard Mayo just Bill Belichick with a mustache?
No, I think
And completely different skin color?
I think he might be a very tall, built black man.
No, I see the resemblance.
He just takes off the mustache and it's Bill Belichick somehow.
It's really the beard.
They do a really tight zoom with the sky cam at some point for no reason, and he does Wade spit, and he just goes, "It's been me the whole time."
Hey, wait.
But he doesn't smile because it's Belichick. You know, Wade's joke.
My joke, yeah. I agree.
I don't even remember when that started.
You know what? Point for Bob, because I definitely was taking points down.
Speaking of sports, I recorded an episode of a sports podcast. You'll never guess which one.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for
And
that.
also, you'll never guess which not sport it was about.
Will I actually not guess, or is it really obvious?
Actually, it's a thing you've done. You have a decent chance. It's a thing you've done in life. I know you've done it. You talked a lot about that you did this thing on Unis Honest. I mean, on Redacted.
Wrestling?
It was an entire video, and you attempted to teach Ethan about this thing.
Well, I mean, I thought I taught him about wrestling, but...
No, that's true, actually. It wasn't about wrestling.
Oh, throwing?
I do. Oh, you did that too. Man, you did more sports than I thought. No, it's marching band.
Oh, sports.
I did say it was not a sport. Yeah, no, we talked about marching band and whether it is or is not a sport, and basically agreed that it's not. It was not the most heated debate of all time.
That's fair.
Bob, I wrote down a point for you. I've already forgotten what it was for. What did I say it was for?
It was your joke. It's been me the whole time.
My joke.
Your joke that you invented and no one else thought of.
Thank you. Man, I got to the point where I was like, 1 point for
That sounds right.
Yeah. I was definitely listening to what just happened. We taught Ethan about marching band. I remember that.
Anyway, go listen to Go My Favorite Sports Team because I'm on there again. That's the thing.
Ooh.
Yeah, again, I apologize to everyone. I loved it because it was a post on my subreddit where someone was like, every day, someone was like, where's Mark? Where's Mark? And then every reply now is just movie stuff. Just every single person is just like movie stuff. It's movie stuff. And it really is. And I'll talk about it, when I come back. I'm going to have some explaining to do when I get back there.
Breaking news on Distractible. Mark comes clean today.
I don't think he can talk about it yet. I think that's the problem.
Oh.
He's still doing it, so it cannot be talked about.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I could talk about it. I don't know.
Would a freshly ripped paper towel change your mind? I have no cash.
Why did you rip it like that?
I didn't mean to, but I have it here.
All right. Even I'm like, I've torn a paper towel wrong.
Perforations too complicated for you?
Oh, what did you see? Because this looks clean to me. Oh.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Perforations don't work sometimes because it turns out it's all paper and the patterns are kind of perforations by themselves. So
It's true. It's change your mind? No, all right.
The patterns are really more like, what'd you call that? Embossings?
they're debossed.
Debossed? Really? Aren't they imprinted?
I thought they were raised.
No, actually, you might be right.
It might be a combination of both. I think they're both embossed and debossed. Oh no, that's all embossing. For some reason in my head, I thought it was debossing as well.
Well, the amount, look, I don't even know for sure what the words we're using mean specifically, so I'm not going to fight this one too hard.
Emboss is in, deboss is out.
But there were ins and outs.
Yeah.
It's hard to tell.
Well, it turns out I'm the boss today.
Yeah, probably certain towels have more embossing or debossing than the other.
All right, you know what today's episode is, everyone? It's the paper towel episode.
I'm going to need you to buy a bunch of different brands of paper towel for next episode, and then we're going to really delve into the bossing stuff.
This is a thrilling conversation. I mean, how do you really know? Because where's the level point? You don't know where the flat is, so maybe they raise it up first and then bring everything down to the flat. That would be deboss, but who knows, really?
It'd be a multi-stage debossing.
Oh, God, no.
I get embossed, then I deboss again. You're never going to keep me bossed. I remember that song.
Give yourself a point.
Thank you.
How many times in your life do you get to reference Chumbawamba? That's Chumbawamba, right?
I have no idea. I thought that was a type of food.
The album Tub Thumping by Chumbawamba. I think that's correct.
Tub thumping.
Give me a point for that.
All right.
If you boldly just state that you're correct about something, you can demand points.
Chubba Bubba
All right.
Wumba.
Yeah, wasn't that your character in Heist, Chumbawamba?
I was Wubba. You were
Chumba.
Bumba. Bubba.
Bumba. You were Bumba.
Pedal by La Bumba. We got show today. Anything else you guys want to talk about in small talk?
I've had no time for any passion projects. I don't even know what's happening in the world out there. But one thing I do know is that I was hoping something would come. I was really just kind of rolling, being like, man, there's got to be something. And
I was like, oh no, is he cut out? He's gone.
It was just emptiness inside my head. I have been doing so much nothing except for the thing I've been doing.
That's fair. All right. Well, the points are very strange so far, but I do enjoy where they're at.
Have you guys seen, well, I know Mark hasn't. Wait, have you checked out the official Nutter Butter TikTok by any chance?
No. Excuse me?
I don't know what's going on over there, but they're having some times.
What's going on with Nutter Butter?
Oh, I have seen this. Yes, TikTok update.
It's not even really about Nutter Butter. It's just, you ever want to feel concerned but also intrigued? Nutter Butter is giving that really hard these days.
There's something else. They are.
The Dollhouse slideshow is just like, it's fine. It's good. I like it.
Is the Dollhouse slideshow the third one that shows up under pinned?
Does it look like a house with blood and or peanut butter smeared?
Okay, good. Yeah, okay,
That's the one. They're just going off, man. I love that. Also, if you look in the comments, it's like Nutter Butter posts this completely unhinged thing, and then it's like Sour Patch Kids. Hey, what is this? Chips Ahoy. Early chicken in a biscuit. Oh, what?
Wheat Thins says I'm logging off.
Yeah, anyway,
the broken Nutter Butters in the bed, which I think is an upside down sponge covered in peanut flutter.
Just Nutter Butter stuff, I guess. I don't.
Oh, God, it auto scrolled to a cat that was loud.
Oh, yeah, they're kind of loud. You got to watch out for that.
Oh, my, it was like. Oof. Okay, we're good. I'm fine.
Yeah, welcome to TikTok. Well, it doesn't auto scroll, it just repeats. Wait, what are you looking at?
I auto scrolled accidentally.
I auto scrolled by scrolling. I auto scrolled with my fingers. God damn it.
I was hoping none of you would notice that part, but point to Mark for noticing things.
So if we call him out on his mistakes, it's either going to cost us a point or get us a point. So
that's true. You never know which.
All right, I'll risk it. Oh, I have a question for people out there. What is the best quality lavalier microphone? I really want to know because I've been through a couple of them now. I've found the best like shotgun microphone. This is mostly for filmmaking purposes. But for any audio nerds out there, audio, you'd think that we would know it because this is a podcast and we all have microphones and we work with them.
Oh, yeah, sure.
I don't really know microphones all that well. And lavalier microphones, because they're so small, they can be really shitty. But movies use them all the time. And, but when I was on set, I had a lav on me from the audio guy who really knew what he was doing. Sounded great. I try a lav, sounds like ass in a bag. I don't know how to do it right. I don't know which one to get. Please help me.
I have an idea. Go ahead, Bob.
Oh, Wade's is probably better. Mine was a joke. I'm sure,
Wade's
is completely serious. All right, Wade, hit him with the advice.
Here's what you do.
All right, I'm ready.
Get a power strip. Open up the wires that you would plug into the wall, and instead you get a car battery, and you wrap the wires around that. You carry the car battery, you have the power strip, you plug in your Go XLR and your actual microphone, and you get a rig, and you just walk around with that, like the Twitch streaming backpack, but it's the lavalier Go XLR backpack.
I have all of this for one little lav.
Is this one of those 120 volt AC batteries?
I don't know a car battery that's 120 volts, but I'd love to see it. Maybe that guy who rigged up all those car batteries in parallel. I bet it got pretty high.
And it's good exercise because you're carrying around a heavy car battery.
If it comforts you at all, Mark, his advice is better than my advice.
Okay, what was your advice? I'll be the judge.
I was going to say what you really want to do is attach the mic, whatever you've got, set it up, but then partially swallow it and then tape it in the corner of your mouth and sort of cover that over with makeup. Because the closer the mic is to the source of the vibration, which is your vocal cords, the better it'll pick it up. So I'm assuming that would fix your problems.
You don't have to swallow it. The ENT had a spray that they put in my nose before they put the camera down there. So you could just spray something in your nose and put the mic up your nose and down into your vocals. That way your mouth's available.
This is why he's the judge. The nasal cavities are where the resonance is. The Naval Academy is something.
Naval Academy? The Naval Academy also has some resonance.
Dude, I love Naval Academy 4.
People like MASH. I like Naval Academy.
Oh, we're a bit unhinged today. That's good. Episode time? Or topic time?
Up to you, buddy. Give yourself a point.
Okay.
Give yourself 2.
Okay.
Man, I think he's in the lead. What happens if he wins?
Killing it.
We're actually all tied right now.
Well, we'll see about that, won't we?
So tell me if we've done this before, boys, because I'm not going to lie, I'm having my doubts now. I don't know if you remember a few episodes ago where I was like, let's do that episode I did 1 week ago. But we had a topic a while ago now, probably a month ago. I don't know when it was. And one of you guys were like, we need to talk about the 5 senses.
Oh, yes.
I don't know if you recall that, but I've got my 5 senses episode ready to roll.
What? Oh my goodness.
Oh, wait, this is Wade's 5D experience?
Well, it's not exactly that. I was hoping that we could all get in person one day and I was going to have like horrible things for you all to touch, listen to, smell, eat, and lick and all that. But I can't really do that because we're kind of far apart. So we're just going to have a nice discussion about the senses. We're gonna start off pretty easy, I think.
Wait, so is this not the 5D experience?
It's not at all, is basically what he's saying.
Okay.
This is the 5 senses episode, not a 5D experience episode.
Oh, I see.
You know that thing that we all said Wade should do? We're not doing that. We're doing this.
So this is just a cock tease. This is not actually what we're here for.
Yeah, I can't really give you a 5D experience when you're hiding in a random house in like Oklahoma.
Not with that attitude. Take a point away from you.
Okay.
Yeah, we're winning now, Mark.
Nice.
It's true. So let's just have a little discussion here about some of our favorite and least favorite things.
For the senses?
Oh yeah. So what is your favorite thing to see, to look at? What is the most pleasing thing that could hit your eyeballs?
Boobs.
That's fair.
All right. Well, we solved that one. What?
All right. Yeah. Chica's always, every time I see Chica, you can't help but be happy. So yeah, Chica.
Yeah, I initially, my first
Here
response.
goes boobs, Chica. This list is really good here.
Boobs, Chica, fresh, hot dinner.
Assuming that we're skipping over my initial responses, which would be like Mandy and James and Lexi, and like obviously, sure, everyone probably guesses that. I think my next one would be like a freshly washed and waxed and perfectly detailed car.
Okay, I thought you were going somewhere else.
Well, you took boobs, so
Well, I was saying you were saying freshly washed and waxed, and I'm like, where's it going?
Clean butthole.
A freshly washed and waxed nubile young car.
I see.
Just like that, especially if it's in like good lighting, like it's out in the sunlight or whatever, that shine of like doesn't even have to be a nice car. Actually, I like it more if it's like kind of a shitbox, but it's just taken care of. Like someone's, 2002 Honda Civic EX, but they washed and waxed it and they cleaned the brake dust off the rims real nice and they polished. And it's like just that moment, because it's never like that for more than like 10 minutes. The moment you drive it down a road, it gets a bug or it gets road crap stuck all over or something. But like when it's sitting there freshly shiny and you're just like, nice.
Very nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Breasts, family, car.
If you drive by like a car show, do you get excited, Bob?
A little. The problem with car shows for me is everyone wants to talk, and I'm like that cop that they want to send undercover in Fast and Furious, where Paul Walker is like, well, what should I put in my car, a Gallo 22 or a Gallo 20? And I'm like guy who's like, oh, Gallo 28, sir. You should supersize it. And then it's 16 inches. Yeah, no, I don't actually know anything like about car. Car guys will be like, oh, what do you got in there? And I'm like, the engine? It came with an engine. It got an engine in it. And it runs on gas. So, but I like looking at them. I'll stand there quietly and enjoy them. But at the moment a car guy comes up and is like, what do you drive? And I'm just like, a car, bye. That's all I got.
See, my thing is, I'm not particularly drawn to car shows, but if I see like an old car on the road on the way to a car show, I'll go nuts. I'll just, whoa! And, so the other, like, while I was back home, Amy and we saw this car drive by. And then it was just like, oh, we both went, wow, look at that. Whatever that is. That's cool. 4 wheels. Awesome. And then then
that's the first year that came with all 4.
she was telling me a story, and then all of a sudden, like, she can get so engrossed in a story that it tunes everything else out. And then it was like amazing car after car was driving right by her, and I kept being like, what? Look, and she just completely obliviously carrying on the story. And I saw, like, it was a cavalcade. It must have been going to the same car show, but it was just like 10 or 12 different cars go by, each one completely unique with like custom paint, everything shiny, freshly waxed, beautiful. And then I'm like, and Amy was looking straight forward because she was driving. So I was like, I don't think that she was fully looking over at me and not noticing what was on the other side of the road. And I asked her if she saw anything. She didn't see a thing. She didn't even hear me when I was saying, like, there's cars. There's something over there.
Look at the road. There's cars. Yeah, Mark, I know. I'm driving.
Yeah, there's cars everywhere.
Everybody look, the highway, cars. You guys will be shocked to hear this, but I get excited whenever I see a car or a truck pulling a boat.
I can't believe it.
You don't like trucks.
I like boat.
You don't like trucks.
I don't really care much for trucks themselves, but trucks pull boat, and that's a good truck.
You're traumatized by trucks.
Okay, semi pulling a boat would be kind of weird.
What if you see a semi pulling a trailer with like 9 boats on it? How do you feel about that?
God, I hope they're secure, because otherwise I'm dying today.
Well, the boats are fine, but the semi's all over the place. It's gusting at 60 miles an hour from the east.
And they're weird boats. They're really, really thin and long. Look like logs, but they're boats.
Really sharp ends.
Really pointy boats, you know?
Now, why does everyone know that scene from Final Destination 2? Not everyone has seen that movie, but everyone knows that scene.
I haven't seen any of those movies, but I know that scene. I mean, I think it may have been in one of the trailers that went around a lot for it, but also it's in like a lot of compilations. It's like a meme that gets spliced into a lot of older compilations of things happening or something, I think.
Didn't something similar happen in the first one with like metal poles or something too? So they like kind of did it again.
Wasn't it like log truck or I don't remember.
I think they were log. I thought it was the metal poles too. I don't know.
It's the general concept.
There was a bunch of stuff in 2.
Speaking of this, what's the worst thing you could see? Because I've got a couple of answers that are kind of related to this one, but
I have one that I don't even like talking about because I can remember seeing it. And it's just in general leg injuries. But more specifically like football leg injuries, like the Theismann injury and stuff, or like fighters, like kickboxers. Have you ever seen kickboxers where like they kick and their shins hit and one of their legs just goes woo, 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 like a little slappy hand and wraps around the other?
No.
Like it's like stuff like that makes me ill. And I can't. I don't even like thinking about it, but it's horrific.
MTV had a show called Scarred, and I remember seeing a dude lifting weights, and his leg buckled twice when he lifted the weight.
I hate that too.
And that one got me.
Weightlifting injuries are always bad because they're always like, yeah, and then you're like, oh god, the clip's about to end, and he's all, yeah, and like it doesn't matter what happened. It's just like, he'll never be the same. Whatever that was, it's gone. Ugh.
I had been squatting for a while because I wasn't sitting on a chair, and I was just kind of like squatting down on the floor. And I know I'm getting older because my knees cannot take very much of that anymore. Well, I was squatting for hours, so I was like, man, knees, once they go, they're gone. Also, trypophobia, that's terrible, but that's just in general.
I actually don't mind those so much, but I get why it skeeves people out.
I could show you one that would actually make your skin crawl.
I believe you. Moving on.
Do it, you coward.
I won't do it. I won't do it because I don't want to see it. I don't want to look it up, so I won't.
Watching people get sick, I can't, like vomiting, I can't watch.
How real does that have to be?
Well, not like scary movie if they're just like, like that doesn't do it.
Does the sound of someone gagging do it to you, or does it you have to see them being sick? Are you one of those people where if I was like, you would be like,
it's probably the combination. Yeah, if I hear that, like the sound itself doesn't bother me. It's the seeing of it.
You know, I'm trying to think. I don't know if I've ever actually seen someone like in my direction hurl.
Oh, it doesn't even have to be at me. It just has to be near me. If someone in front of me like bends over and just starts like, I'm like, they're there. I really struggled one year because I remember Molly was getting sick and I like went to hold her hair back and I was like, man, you might need to make room. We're going to have a couples vomiting session because this is so horrible.
No, I've never been bothered by that. I don't think anyway.
That gets me.
I mean, it's unpleasant, but it's not like I don't feel like I'm going to throw up if I see it or hear it.
Yeah. There's some like gore that can get me, but also someone vomiting.
This is weird, but I just want to throw that out there because I've always been curious. I feel like I have a really weird way that I throw up. And I you don't get to see it a lot. So when I throw up, one, I don't do it very much. Like I've only ever thrown up a handful of times in life. When I throw up, it's like I like scream. Like I feel like other people, like you get sick and you're like, oh, and it's like, when I throw up, literally, it's so violent that I'm like, oh God, oh, it's not gonna stop, and like it's involuntary. I literally am like screaming. That's weird, right?
I think so.
So it's like the Family Guy thing. It's like that episode where they drink the Epicac.
Kinda. It's a lot like the Epicac serum. It's not like a bit, and it's not a thing where I'm doing it because I'm in pain. It's like when I'm starting to throw up, something about how my muscles tense and whatever, and my body is just involuntarily like. No, even if it's I'm barely sick at all, or like, you know, when you've got it all out and your system is like, okay, and then there's that one more and like nothing even comes out. It's still a full on scream. And it always has made me feel like a psychopath.
I don't think I've ever screamed.
It's weird. That's weird, right? That's not.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, it's a little weird.
Okay, I don't know why that happens. I'm glad that's out there now, but I've always thought that was super weird.
It's probably like the same thing where some people scream sneeze. You know, they have to.
Oh yeah, my grandpa yelled when he sneezed. Achoo! Achoo!
And we all know that that's bullshit, right? Like that's not helping you. It's probably actively preventing you from sneezing properly. I mean, Bob, you have a child. How does James sneeze, you know?
Oh, he sneezes like you just slapped him in the face. You just be hanging out with James and he sneezes like he has no idea. He'll just be like, na pew. And it's just like everywhere. There's no wind up. There's no scream. It's just like and blasted.
And that's probably how the reflex of sneezing is supposed to do, because it's effective to get things out of the nasal cavity. That's the whole point of sneezing. But we as humans, with all of our forebrain and our big skills, are like, we get a reaction from people around us if we're loud when we sneeze. And then we can just be like, this is how I sneeze. This is how I sneeze, guys. And then you faked it so much that you cannot sneeze normally anymore.
I don't know, because I rarely get just the sneeze. It's always the, oh God, it's coming. It's coming. Where's the light source?
Because subconsciously you're trying to stop it.
No, I'm trying to encourage it.
No. There's a mental block there. Same as peeing. You're holding your bladder, and that's not normal. Let it loose. Let it loose.
But we're taught to like cover up and stuff. So yeah, we probably do have like a subconscious reaction of like, okay, feel it. It's coming. It's time. I need light. I need arm.
Have you guys seen the Community bit about sneezing, to the use of sneezing to make a point or whatever?
No.
It's Pierce, Chevy Chase's character, is trying to teach Troy, who's Donald Glover's character, about like sneezing is a very effective tool to control the room. And they just go through a bunch of different bits where he's like, my favorite is to use sneezing to make a point. Like, I think the Yankees are going to win it all this year. It's not a long bit, but it's a whole bit about that. It's like, it's exactly what you're saying. It's on purpose.
I always find that I have never seen any media, any movie, any TV show where someone as an actor, has sneezed in a scene and ever believed it. It's not even close. Have you guys ever seen any media where someone has sneezed in a scene and it's believable? You're like, oh shit, that guy actually sneezed. It always sounds ridiculous.
Only in bloopers. There are totally bloopers where someone sneezes, but then everyone's like, dude, they're not using that.
And I don't know how we're all getting away with it, because you could just replace it with a sound of someone actually sneezing, but they just like leave in the actor going, oh man. And then it's just like, that's what they go with.
But I hope one day we have a Wilhelm sneeze.
The Wilhelm sneeze.
It's like, oh my God, that's the sneeze. That's the sneeze.
Yeah. So if I ever make a project with sneezing in it, you're gonna have real sneeze, disgusting ones.
That's an important part of Mark's audition. He's like sitting there, actors are coming through, and they're like, "Okay, good. Okay, you read those. Can you sneeze for us? just take a run. Just do a couple, like whatever. Just
don't even cover it up. Just let it out.
Maybe start the line over. Start at the top.
Get closer.
Work a sneeze in naturally. I just want to see how that works.
I want to see how your nose flares when you sneeze. Let me get in there.
Stop trying to sneeze and sneeze. Hit me.
Stop trying to sneeze. Give yourself a point for that. That is a great reference.
Yeah, I'm back on the board, baby. We're gonna move on to the next sense.
I just had an image of Marcus, like Stanley Kubrick type character, in the middle of filming on the set, and there's an actor just standing there crying, and Mark is like, "Stop trying to sneeze and do it. You have to mean what you sneeze." Screaming. The actor's like, "I did. That was a real sneeze.
We will be here all day until you sneeze. Get the pepper.
I can't take any more pepper."
I'm gonna write the sneeziest character ever.
Who are you going to cast for it?
Well, we'll find out. I'll find that person who can sneeze on demand.
Yeah, you're about to make someone's career with the sneeze role.
We need the most allergic person ever to come to set and just be allergic to everything.
Okay, anyone listening, is there anyone out there that can sneeze on demand or something like that? Or who actually has a believable sneeze? Or if you think you do, I wouldn't love. I want to qualify that statement.
There's a weird kink we're unraveling. Please submit your videos.
Mark wants your sneeze videos. Text him to 555.
Go on. Say my number. Go ahead.
I'm not going to give out your number. 555-0123. There, I said it.
No, it was so hard to get that number. Yeah, that'd be the easiest way to hide your phone number. You just you get a 555 number. No one would believe it.
Ah, she gave me a fake number.
Why did we all agree that 555 would be the fake number? Aren't those valuable? They need those numbers. They're running out.
It must have been an extension combo that doesn't get used or something. I have no idea.
I have an idea as to how they can fix it. You add one more digit.
No. No.
We're running out of numbers. What do we do?
Have you guys seen international phone numbers? Because I know 7 digits feels very normal to us. International numbers, I get that everyone grows up with what they grow up with, but it always just takes me by surprise. If you're really watching TV in Europe or something, and they're like, "And if you want your very own inflatable bloat character, call 1-67-8223-47-6892. It's like, what the fuck phone number? What happened?
I mean, even you saying 7 numbers is so funny because when I was in Ohio, you kind of take it for granted that the entire thing of Cincinnati is 513, right? That's the area code. In LA, there's so many people that you have so many different area codes there, and they don't even pretend to where you are. It's just random. So it's yeah. And then trying to dial into Korea, that's crazy because you need the country code, and then you need the international code, and then country code, and then their area code and numbers.
That will not fly in Ohio because even Molly coming from Minnesota, she's got the Minnesota area code on her phone. Anytime someone asks for her number and I give them her area code, they're like, uh-huh. And then I'll say the next 3 numbers and they're like, "That's weird. You should have said 4 numbers after that." And then I give them another 4. They're always like, "Hold on," because they have to go change the area code because they always think it's just 513. Ohio will not do well if they have to adapt to just beyond area codes.
I even have an Ohio area code, but people in Cincinnati are not prepared for it. They'll ask, and I'm like, "Okay, 614," and they're like, "Ah, shit, hang on, God." That's the next. That's Columbus. That's the next area over in terms of code.
They cannot handle anything that is not 513. All right, I gotta move on. We're
What sense was that?
That was all sight. We have not gone beyond sight yet.
Oh, sure. I hate looking at phone numbers.
Oh, but we were talking about sneezing. I thought we were in the. Well, I guess that's not smelling.
I sure thought we were somewhere, but we weren't.
How does a sneeze smell? What a question.
All right, speed round. Best thing to smell.
I mean, I always say this. I've said this before, and people don't ever seem to agree with me, but I really like the smell of tobacco and cigarettes. I don't smoke.
No, I get that.
But it's just there's something very appealing about it.
I disagree vehemently, but I believe you like it.
Yeah, I don't know why. Just always have.
It's not like a super strong thing for me, but I generally do like the smell of specifically like non-burning tobacco before it's lit, like a pouch of pipe tobacco or unlit cigars, whatever, that sort of stuff. Once it's burning, it's definitely not as nice, but I get that.
Yeah, I think my dad smoked a pipe for a bit there, and yeah, he would have he had this like leather pouch with tobacco in it, and it always was weird because it was wet. It was like wet in the thing.
Pipe tobacco is real moist.
Yeah, it's so moist.
Very moist.
That threw me off, and I never knew why.
That's because they smother it in gasoline so it'll light.
This is where we douse the tobacco in kerosene and arsenic so it stays fresh for our consumers.
He had a Popeye style pipe. You know, he'd like to blow in and get flames go. Really, really nice. And so you prove you're a man.
Really dangerous to inhale.
Probably. There's a lot of stuff for me right now. What's in my mind is a charcoal grill. And or a grill that has like wood chips, like a smoker or something that has wood chips in it. Just that smell of like, even before there's food on it, that smell of like the grill getting going. It's a good smell. I like that smell.
Fried bacon is kind of my Mark's tobacco because my grandma always used to like fry bacon before she would make breakfast. So it was like bacon was the grease was the base for gravy and other stuff. So like the smell of fried bacon always takes me back. Like whenever I smell bacon, I'm always like, oh. One, bacon's good, but two, the nostalgia factor.
I don't know if I have a very strong nose because I don't tend to notice smells very much. I don't go through my day and I'm like, wow, it smells so good in here. Like there has to be a literal fragrance exploder in the wall right there for me to notice that someplace smells different than others. However, do you guys agree that home has a certain smell?
Yeah.
The home you grew up with. And that I can definitely notice.
No, we just experienced that. We were just at the beach for a week. We took James and my family and Mandy's parents were out there. We were there. We literally got home after like it was like 9 days out, and we got home and walked in and it was like, whoa. God, I forgot what home smelled like. And that's not even like my parents' house definitely also has a smell that's like more childhood. But even our house now was like, it's not a bad or good smell. It just is the way it smells.
Probably like similar to just how pheromones are with people that you're around. You don't mind the smell. It's not good or bad. Well, for some people, it's probably like they really like it, but it's just like that. That is just the association.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's good if you like it. It's not a particular smell. It just is the smell of home, whatever that amalgamation is. I don't even know.
And it's different. Like if I go to my home in LA versus my home in Cincinnati, they have different smells, but it's still very appealing and nostalgic, and it instantly brings me back to this time. So
I have a query. We all fly a fair amount, not maybe as much as Mark does, but all three of us have traveled. When you're in the airport or at a mall, we've all smelled when there's like a Cinnabon close, right?
Oh, yeah.
Is that a good smell for you or a bad smell? I feel like I don't know how people like that. And for me personally, when I smell that, part of me is like, God, I would eat a Cinnabon. But most of me is like, oh, keep it away. It's too much. God.
I find that it's good until it lingers way too long, and then it gets way too strong. Because Cinnabon, and lately I've not gotten as many sweets as I have in the past. Since I've been here, I've made a few more donut runs than I ever have. But yeah, it's just like if it's too much, like especially that, it's such a strong smell.
It's abrasive.
It is very.
Yeah, so it gets bad pretty quickly for me.
It does not. The smell does not get bad to me. However, I've only had Cinnabon once, and the taste did not live up to the smell for me. Like it was fine.
Oh, really?
But I didn't enjoy the flavor nearly as much. Like I would rather have like the can of like, what is it, Pillsbury cinnamon rolls that you make in the oven. Like I'd rather have those because when I had the Cinnabon, whatever I got was not like cinnamony enough. It was just kind of like bland. And I was like, dude, compared to the smell, this is just so bland.
I feel like you must have had a bad one or something.
Maybe I did. It's only happened one time because I smelled it and I was like, dude, finally I get to try this.
Generally, they have a lot of the like crumbly cinnamony filling. They're very like, they got pizzazz and jizzy sauce.
And what sauce?
You heard me. They've got the jizzy sauce.
I mean, I can't not give a point for that.
It's not even my joke. That's from a stand-up bit that I can't remember who said it, I think. Might be a Jim Gaffigan bit. Nah, he wouldn't say jizzy.
It was you the whole time.
It was me. Somewhere deep in my mind, I've seen myself do a set. And in that stand-up set, I made the jizzy sauce joke.
I peered into the multiverse and I saw the stand-up version of me. The successful one, not the washed-up one.
But yeah, Cinnabon, the smell has never bothered me. I've always enjoyed the smell. But now when I smell it, I'm like, Oh, but the bun was so disappointing. Like I just have that like.
And you had the standard Cinnabon bun.
I mean, this was probably 10 years ago. It's been a while. I don't remember what I got. I'll probably try it again. I just don't ever actually stop.
I mean, not eating Cinnabons for the rest of your life is probably really good for your health. So I don't want to.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I do like cinnamon rolls. I like cinnamon a lot. Like cinnamon toast, putting like butter and cinnamon and sugar on toast.
Cinnabon sugar visualized. I always love seeing like when they show how much sugar.
There's like a bag of sugar that's bigger than a Cinnabon.
While you're looking at that, I'm going to move to worst smells because we are moving a little slow on these senses.
Is this a tier list? Are you making a tier list? Are you making a census tier list?
What? No.
Are you? I bet he is.
What smell would you say is S tier? No.
I have a bad smell. I don't know if it's the worst smell, but it's definitely one that always fills me with dread. I like Jimmy John's, but I worked at Jimmy John's and like sandwich type stores in general. The smell of like a not quite clean kitchen in like the store like that, it smells kind of like almost like stale, almost like rotten veggies almost. And it's got that like that meat stank. It's hard to describe, but there's a specific smell. And sometimes you walk into like a Subway or a Jimmy John's, just if the store is not like cleaned up to what it should be, it just hits you, and it's not strong, but it's particular. And I'm having worked at a variety of stores, one of which was on a college campus. Sometimes I would come to work and the people the night before just didn't clean shit. And the whole thing just stinks. And you're like, oh, and I hate that.
In a similar vein, freshman year of college,
Me too. I agree.
Mark, sounds. What's the worst sound?
I don't like loud.
Loud.
I really, really don't like loud.
How do we get along?
I have a very low volume on my headphones. And yeah, it's probably, been good for me because my hearing is still quite good. But I just really, really can't stand anything too loud. Again, weird because I am a very loud person. We are all very loud. But loud concerts, can't do it. I don't want to feel the music. I don't want that at all. Listening to loud music in your headphones or whatever. I'm like, nope, I don't want that. I want a nice, even tone. I want to be able to hear what's around me. If I have my AirPods in, they're always in transparency mode. So it's like I never want. Sometimes I can't do the noise cancellation because the way noise cancellation works is it just pumps sound waves in to cancel out, but that's still more sound waves. So I can actually, I think maybe, but I can feel the canceled waves coming in too. And it's
I get that sometimes. I know what you're saying.
Yeah, it's quieter, but it's louder or it's more intense, and I don't.
It's like oppressive.
Yeah. So I don't like it.
It's like a pressure feeling or something. Yeah.
And you're like, stop.
Yeah.
Okay. Loud.
Speaking of loud, you know what I can't stand? I fancy myself like a fairly handy person. I like fixing things around the house. I fucking hate power tools. Specifically and especially circular saws. Like I've tried to like build little things like a step in the garage. I tried to like replace the one because it was fun, that sort of thing. And like I like doing that sort of stuff. But circular saws and impact drivers, especially the sound that they make.
Oh yeah.
Oh God, it makes me want to die. I remember the first time I ever used a circular saw, I was an adult and I was and I like went and I bought it and I was like, I'm going to do this. And I had it and I was like, yeah, I feel so manly. And then I pulled the trigger and it was like, and I was like, I'd like put it down and walked away and I was like, I'm never touching that again. That's the most terrifying thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, they are unnecessarily loud.
And you built decks. What did you just wear earplugs or something?
Oh yeah, God. Oh my God. I didn't just have earplugs. I had the big over the ear like blockers because I was not about the noise. I couldn't hear my boss at all, but I didn't care because I was just like, he could have been yelling like, oh, it's falling, move. I'm like, oh man, blissful peace. Yeah, noise, loud, can't do loud.
As a kid, fireworks going off, I went and hid in the house because I was so scared of the loud noises being close to like where my family was setting them off. So yeah, I get the loud.
Oh, I'm not afraid of it. I'm not a coward. I just don't like it.
Yeah,
sure.
I would never hide in the house.
Well, you're so low to the ground that not only do you hear, but you feel the ground vibrations from the noises. It's got to be terrifying for you, Mark.
It is. It's so scary.
I'll give you a point for being short. It's fine. Best thing to touch.
We
We all thought it.
What? Boobs? Are you talking boobs? What
Yeah,
are you thinking?
duh, man.
That's given. That's given. This is sort of situational, but I'm trying to think outside the box on these. My showers at home, I have control over those, right? So if you don't like your shower at home, you can like change the shower head, and there's things you can do to optimize your home. But you know what's really satisfying is like you're in a hotel, or even if you're like a guest at a house or something, and you're using someone else's shower, and you're like, I don't know if this is going to be good. You can't always tell just from how it looks if it's going to be decent. And you turn it on, and you get it, and you put your hand under the shower for the first time, and it's like a perfect shower, like it's a good pressure and the temperature, and you're just like, oh, this is about to be the best shower. That moment of like you feel that, and you're just like, yes, the shower is awesome, and then it's a good shower. And it's like when you're traveling, that's especially valuable, I feel like, because it just feels so refreshing.
Yeah. There's nothing better than a good fork. There's so many different factors because it's like the size of the fork, the width of the prongs, the length of the prongs, but also the material of it. There's certain like cheap metal ones that are fine, they're whatever, but there's certain silverware that have like a textured metal. It's so hard to explain. They're not textured, but it's like
the polished finish on it or something. It's like the way they do it.
Yeah, it's not perfectly smooth, but it has like this feel. There's a similar thing that they use to build some laptops, not a lot because apparently I think it's expensive. It's like some magnesium alloy or something like that, where it's like it's just really nice to run your fingers across or hold or like have tactilely.
And the edges too. A lot of forks have like pointy corners on them, which is just completely unhinged to me. It's like that's the part you're holding. Why would you? Or like the size. Some of them have really big, like it gets skinny, and then the end is just like fucking huge. And you're like, this doesn't even fit in my hand, right? A perfect fork is always satisfying. That's a good one.
Very, very nice. Yeah.
Maybe it's because I'm just really tired, but man, whenever you like lay in your bed, especially after getting back from like a trip, like your bed and your pillow, just love the feel of like getting into bed, especially like when you get back from a trip. I don't know. No matter how comfortable the bed was you're staying at, it wasn't your bed. Like you just hit those sheets and it's like, oh, such a good feeling.
I don't know, man. I used to think that I've been sleeping on a couch for the past week and a half.
Mark's a couch guy now.
That couch is so comfortable. And I like, it's my nightmare sleeping scenario because the only blanket is one of those knit blankets that's like, you know, crocheted. So it's like got holes, like fishnet style holes through them. Terrible, abrasive stuff. Best sleep of my life. I've never slept better. So I'm like, man, maybe I'm doing it wrong. Like, I don't know what's going to happen. Except last night, I slept on my hand funny. So like my fingers are dead, I think.
Oh, I hate that.
The tips are just like completely,
yeah.
Still, they're kind of sore because it's like, I think some cells died.
It's been way too long for the feeling to come back. And you're like, well, that's just how it is now.
These are goners.
Let me tell you, shave your head, be bold like me, and your pillow hits different, especially when you get used to it. Oh, it's like so cool and crisp.
That is true. No, that's absolutely true because I get a problem where I wake up in the middle of the night thinking there's a bug in my ear. And I know it's just my hair that got in there.
I don't have that.
But I cannot shake that feeling because it's just like I have to get up and then I have to rinse it out. And then one time I got up and I rinsed out my ear and the feeling went away. And I'm like, dear Lord, is that actually a bug in my ear? Because when I'm in this warehouse, I didn't get it on camera because I wasn't recording. I was setting it up at the right time, but I was looking in the monitor. I saw a daddy long legs fall right on my head.
Oh.
And I was like, that can't be real. And then it started going blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, and
God.
Turned into Homer Simpson.
Don't.
I mean, pretty much, man, it was not okay.
I guess that brings us to worst things to touch. Is that up there? The daddy long, the feeling of like something crawling on you?
I only have one thing that really jumps out when it's like bad to touch, which is the felt roof of like old cars. I don't even think they make them anymore, but like,
oh, the like fake velour. You don't like that?
Yeah, I can't touch that. I don't even encounter that stuff normally. Like I can do velvet and I can do velour. It's specifically like the roof of certain cars. This material, every time you run your fingers across it.
I don't like the velvety feeling. Maybe it's felt, but like that velvety or fake velvety feel. I don't like that. Also, let me just be crazy here. Styrofoam. Can't touch it.
I can't believe you would say that. Unforeseeable.
Fuck!
You said it.
I know! Anyway, the felt, I could get that. I get that. I don't like it. Gives me the heebie-jeebies. Pulling apart a cotton ball?
I never got that one, but that's definitely like a specific thing. You know, you just don't like that.
God, I can use a cotton ball, but if like someone's like, oh, he pull this, No.
Yeah, no, I think I get that one too. That's not good.
I like cooking, and so this is just a normal thing that happens, but I have still never gotten over the sensation of touching raw meat, and especially like ground meat. It's fine because I know it's going to turn into food once I cook it, but man, is that always just so unpleasant. The moment where I'm like, all right, got to mix this meatloaf or whatever, got to make these burgers. I always have a moment of like, oh, and then you have to just start touching. I don't know why, because I love cooking and I love food, but it's just always so slimy in a bad way.
Yeah, I've never had that. I make meatloaf a lot, so yeah, I've never really gotten that.
Yo, mamas like raw meat.
Take a point away.
Yeah, I've already on it. All right, quickly then. Best thing to taste.
Man, so many things. I know it's terrible for me. I know I shouldn't, but sour. I just love it.
I still haven't recovered from our challenge. It gave me a negative reaction to sour.
That's the thing we did 7 years ago. You haven't recovered from that yet?
Like, I still like sour.
You're saying we a lot there, Bob. You're saying we real hard.
I was there. I watched. It was horrific.
No, I know I've done permanent damage to my teeth and gums, and I haven't had sour in a while. I kind of stopped myself from having it because I know it was so bad, but it's still like, oh man, I still so
I both like it, but then I also like it makes me do a thing where I like feel my cheeks.
Yeah,
just afraid they're melting again.
I think most people can get that. What is it? Psychosomatic? Is that even the right word? But where they
that had to be terrible for our teeth too.
Yeah, it was. I've done like I said, I've done permanent damage. I'm sure I need to go to the dentist. But does everyone have that psychosomatic thing where they think of sour and they feel the sour in their mouth?
Yeah, I get that a little bit. It like makes my cheeks kind of like.
Which is interesting. That's a fascinating like reaction.
It's such a strong thing. Like there are a lot of other strong flavors, but sour is such a physical thing on top of the flavor because it makes you involuntarily like pucker and stuff. Very particular. I like anything that's like a dip on a chip. That combo of like a nice crispy chip with some kind of dippy bit on it. I really like spinach artichoke dip. I really like skyline dip. That's why I like nachos. There was a time in my life where I only ordered nachos. Wherever we went, if they had nachos, I got nachos. Any kind of restaurant. I don't know why. I love I have a chip and it's got some stuff on it and the crunchy bit, whatever that combo is, just always does it for me. Even if it's a shitty dip, still does it for me. Always hits.
Country bacon gravy, like bacon grease gravy with flour and milk. I grew up with that. My grandma made that like all the time. You can have it with breakfast, like bacon, eggs, gravy, biscuits, or there's like a dinner version that we would do where it was like fried pork chops with mashed potatoes, peas, gravy, and biscuits. And I would tear them all up and mix them all together. And man, there's probably nothing in the world I'd rather have any given day other than one of those two meals. Don't think I'd ever get tired of it. Also, boobs would have been acceptable for best things to taste answer too.
I assumed that was just sort of, we were skipping that because...
Yeah, I'm just sharing that for the audience to remember.
Boobs are the answer to all these, but we...
I love the sound of boob. The resonating noise. Anyway, the worst things to taste.
I was going to say raw tomatoes.
Oh, really?
Unlike tomatoes.
Love ketchup, love cooked tomatoes. And there's a chemical reason for that. It's something about the glutamate. When you cook it, it turns from something, but the precursors to that are different. And to some people, like Wade doesn't like most Mexican foods because of cilantro or something like that can taste like soap to some people.
And yeah, any of the taco, enchilada, burrito stuff. I don't know.
I think with raw tomatoes, it's like the same thing. If you cook it, it becomes unbelievably delicious, but if it's raw, it's like just... Yeah.
I just think it's interesting that that's the worst thing, I guess, because I get not liking it is like fine.
Not the worst, I guess. I mean, concentrated essence of poop in my mouth. Yeah. I think that'd be the worst taste, sure, but I haven't experienced that.
If I've ever eaten shit.
I have one. You know what's really unpleasant, and I'm sure we've all been here maybe. I was not trying to get high, just as a preface, but you know how like an aerosolized air dusting cans, right? Where it's like compressed air that's just a can of aerosolized air for blowing crap out of your keyboard or whatever. They put a bittering agent in that because you could huff that aerosol to get high. That's like you could do whippets or whatever that's called, right? So they put a bittering agent in it so that if it gets in your mouth, it's fucking nasty. Every time I used a can of compressed air, I'm always so paranoid because I'll like spray my hand too close, or I'll do something, or I'll like hold the keyboard up at a weird angle and I'll spray it and I'll get it in my mouth. And I fucking hate that flavor. It's so gross. It's very effective at what it's designed to do. It's awful.
I would recommend the little electronic air blowers because they're a little battery powered now, and so they just got a tiny little fan jet and they just they blow air and they don't have anything like that. Some people say it's not good for electronics because it'll generate static electricity, and nowadays with electronics, you really can't kill them with static electricity.
They're not as vulnerable as they used to be to that now.
No, not at all. And even then, like even back in the day, like static electricity really wasn't that big of a problem because, you know, things are pretty robust and static electricity is really not. The amperage is so low. If you did it right to the top of a CPU, yeah, maybe that's probably not great. But, you know, most of the time you're not doing that.
To me, it's any unexpected taste. Like if you eat something familiar and you know it tastes a certain way, but something's off, it's like that immediate reflex of like, oh God, what's in this? Like something's wrong.
I've got a TikTok. Wait, I got a TikTok for this exact moment. Hold on, wait. Okay, got it. All right, you ready? Okay,
yes.
All right, hold on.
Look at this. Chocolate milk. Oh, what is it? It's poop. Look at this.
What is this? It's poo milk.
Anyway, that's I know what you're talking about, man.
That had big Vine energy with the cutoff scream and everything. That was good.
We spent a lot longer on this than I expected. I actually had more than these 5.
All the other senses we're not even gonna get to, like smudge.
Smudge. I don't know if a very sensitive smudge.
We'll have to find out a different time because I'm going to wrap this one up. Those were the 5 senses and we covered all 5.
Do you think that the sense, the feeling of being watched is real?
Oh yeah, 100%. I don't think it correlates to actually being watched in a strong, meaningful way necessarily, but that feeling is awful and very real.
Yeah, that is a real sensation. Yeah.
I think there must be some kind of like evolutionary advantage to it because it's with animals also. I mean, I know they can probably hear and smell and other things, but I just imagine there's got to be something if there was a way to detect like or get a kind of a sense like someone is looking at me. And you know, that whole quantum thing where it's like if you observe the electrons, you know, they do one pattern and if you don't, they do another. It's like, okay, so maybe there is some kind of effect that can be naturally, you know, seen if you're being observed. Like maybe it's something. It happens too often and people talk about it too often for it to be pure coincidence.
Quantum smell thing.
Yes, exactly.
It's not a pleasant feeling.
Yeah. Didn't they say that like some like I forget I was talking about before, I wasn't sure if it was like verified or not, but the sense of smell is like based on some kind of quantum mechanics as well.
I think we talked about that in passing at some point, that they were sort of unsure what that.
I think I brought it up because I saw some article, but I wasn't sure if it was ever confirmed. That's why I'm not 100%. Anyway, that's it. End the episode.
All right. Well, let me go over points here. Don't read into this at all, but Mark, I'm going to give your points first.
Oh, God.
Mark, you got points for movie, noticed me, sad, busy, Mark, holes, tobacco, boobs, birds, cowed.
Cowed?
It looks like COU capital D, but I don't know. It's there. Space, short, felt roof, sour, poo milk, raw tomatoes.
It's poo.
It's poo.
Bob, you got points for Wade's joke, shubba rubba wubba numba wumba, leg hurt, swallow, runs on gas, Cinnabon, murder house, scream vomit, curse scream. I don't know what the car scream probably.
Oh, curse scream.
Curse scream.
The jizzy squiz. No, sauce. The jizzy sauce.
Jizzy squiz.
Fucking raw. Chip dip. Comparkadair. Compact air. Compressed air. Compressed air. Mark, you ended with 14 points.
I bet Mark wins this one.
Bob, you would be right. You have 13 points.
Ah, he did the thing.
The poo milk pushed him over the edge. Yes. The poo milk TikTok.
It's poo.
I had 4 points for DeBoss, sad. I don't know what else, but I removed 2 of them, so I end up with 2 points.
Good try. Good try.
Yeah. But congratulations, Mark. You are today's winner.
Thank you very much. I tried super hard.
You're very sensible, sensy.
Sensitive.
No, that can't be right.
Oh, give us your winner speech.
I don't often take advantage of all 5 of my senses, possibly more. And, you know, that's regrettable in my day-to-day life. But it just so happened that today I tapped into all of those. And they say if you lose one sense, you gain in the others. And I think that I was just selectively killing off every sense as we went along, starting with sight. I am blind, deaf, dumb. I can't do anything, but I won. So even if my video might have cut out, my microphone might be gone, but I'm a winner, I think. Maybe I just made up hearing that I won and you guys are trying to mute me, but I think I won.
He doesn't know about the handshake deal either.
Well, he couldn't smell, hear, or smudge it.
I can't smudge a thing, guys.
Bob, you are not winner, so give us not winner speech.
If I had won, I would have been the best winner. I would have been an even better winner than Mark. I would have been even more gracious, but somehow also even more boastful. Humble, but braggadocious. Smart, yet stupid. Smelly, but delicious. I would have been all things to all people, and it's really Wade's fault that no one gets to experience that. So I don't feel bad, because in my heart of hearts, I know the truth. And the truth is, I can't keep the act up, guys. I lost. I'm just so sad. I was just covering it up. This one hurts. I don't know why. This one hurts.
You were that close. Beaten by poo milk.
Fucking poo milk.
If I didn't bring that out, it could have been the wheel spin, so I'm sorry about that.
It would have been, probably. Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I'm happy we avoided the wheel spin. All right. That's a silver lining.
It was 1 point away, and then poo milk pushed us over the edge. All right. Well, congrats, Mark, for winning. Bob, well fought. I hope you all enjoyed the 5 senses, and curious what all you enjoy and hate. What's all the great styrofoam's the worst, though. Stay tuned for the next one where Mark will host. I'm sure it'll be a something episode. Until then, you can find Mark at Markiplier, Bob at MySkirm, me at Minion777, or Lord Minion777. We have merch. Distractiblestore.com. Check it out. And I guess stay tuned for whatever comes next. Until then, podcast out.
It's poop!